Naomi, Emma, and Alicia Fox beat Paige, Summer Rae, and Cameron in a Santa's Helper match. 4 minutes, 17 seconds was the time on the stopwatch. Alicia nailed her wacky new finish. I can't even describe what it is. It looked cool. She beat Summer Rae with it for the pin. They were all dressed up in their Christmas outfits, although Paige was decked out in all black. She was the only person that anybody cared about in this match. They chanted Paige's name over and over again. It's too bad her team lost. Also, poor Emma. I always love to see Emma on Raw, but it's also kind of depressing. Nobody gives a shit about her. There wasn't one person in that building who gave a shit about Emma. Except Paige, probably, who was opposite on the other side of the ring because they're best friends. It's a shame. And I blame, that's all on WWE. I mean, you cannot be an Emma fan because you think the gimmick and the dancing and the bubbles and all that is stupid. Has she even done the bubbles on the main roster like she did in NXT? I don't even know. But I guarantee you, had they put an effort into pushing this girl, she'd have her fans by now. Some people would care about her. Some people would take her seriously as a wrestler if they actually let her go out there and show what she can do. And maybe she is wrestling matches on Superstars. Maybe she is wrestling matches on Main Event. I said it last week. Who gives a shit? Who cares? If the matches on Main Event and the matches on Superstars are not leading to anything, if they're not leading to her having matches like that on Raw and SmackDown, why should I care? I don't have time to sit and watch Main Event and Superstars every fucking week. I have 3 hours of this show. I barely catch SmackDown sometimes. I got NXT, which is better than all of them. I got Impact, I got Lucha Underground. I mean, everybody has their limit. I am beyond my limit. I sit through 3 hours of this on Monday night. I don't want to hear from people, well, you really should watch Main Event, Solomonster. You're missing the really good matches on Main Event. Why the fuck should I have to watch Main Event to get the good matches? What the fuck am I sitting through 3 hours of this stuff for on Mondays? If you had great matches on Raw like that on every Monday and great matches on Main Event, then fine. Then I have an option. If I want more great wrestling, I'll watch Main Event. I actually take offense to that. I take offense to the fact that I have people telling me, and I'm not blaming you guys, I'm just saying I take offense that I have people telling me that I'm missing out on some really great stuff on these meaningless shows when I have to sit through 3 hours of this on Monday night, and it's hit or miss. Most weeks it's a miss. Why is that? Why wouldn't you put your best foot forward on Raw? I mean, I think back to the way it was back in the day when we had Sunday Night Heat and Metal and Jacked, and you had some great matches on those shows too. Velocity was another one. But Velocity came at a time, I think, when SmackDown was like the A show. SmackDown went through this period like when Heyman was writing, booking the show, whatever. I'm thinking like 2002, 2003. Velocity was a show where you could find some really great matches. And you would have a guy like a Bryan Danielson, a Samoa Joe that they would bring in and have matches on that show. But it wasn't as though, all the good stuff is on Velocity and SmackDown is shit. No, SmackDown was the shit. SmackDown was fucking awesome back then. It just so happened that on those lesser shows, they gave you more great matches with, guys that were in the mid-card. You wouldn't really see them getting that much television time on like Raw or SmackDown. Now, it's like, all of a sudden, if you want really great wrestling and you want to see what makes the WWE and some of these guys so great, you have to suffer through... I say suffer. I suffer in that I already watch enough WWE. Why do I have to take up more of my time just to get to the good stuff? You know what I mean? I can't be the only one who feels that way. That offends me. That offends me as a fan. It shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't have to watch Main Event to see a good Emma match. Push the fucking girl on Raw. Give her a shot. Otherwise, what the fuck do you even have her under contract for? Why is she signed to a contract? You know how many people they have in NXT right now who should be on the main roster right now? They only have a finite number of spots. Why they bring some of these people up and then they don't do anything with them? You've got so many guys banging down that door just dying for a chance to come up to the main roster. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Summer Rae. Summer Rae is another one who was in this match. Summer Rae, you almost forget, she's really good. If you never watched NXT, you would never know. But you never see her on the main shows anymore. She may be another one, for all I know, who's on Superstars and Main Event. I wouldn't know because very rarely do I have the time to watch those shows. So it's no wonder that when they put these women in these meaningless matches on Raw, nobody reacts. Nobody cares. because you haven't given them a reason to care. And the ones I feel badly for the most are the Summer Raes and the Emmas, who you got to know it's just killing them to go out there to crickets, and it's not their fault.